To you, Sagittarius. So you Sagittarius actually have hopefully you having a great day. You Sagittarius have the star card, solutions, and then you have the chariot. Now the solutions would basically be like the temperance. So you did show up in your own reading. Um, then you have the chariot. So let me see these three cards here. What I'm saying here is um um okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Wow. That's wow. That's interesting. So what I'm saying here is the star card, the solutions, and the chariot speaks to how you, Sagittarius, you've made a conscious decision to actually go after your dreams and start doing the things that you wanted to do for a very long time, regardless of if it rubs people the right way or the wrong way. I don't think that you, Sagittarius, care at one bit, because a lot of you Sagittarius are beginning to understand that there's no point in really caring too much about um like needing to get validation about what it is that you like. You know, I like tarot cards, obviously. I like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, collectible cards. I like anime, Helsing, Naruto, Yu-Gi-Oh, Boruto, Dragon Ball Z. The list goes on and on and on. Baki the Grappler. The list goes on and on and on. If a person doesn't like it, I don't really care. Bleach, the person doesn't like it, I don't care, because I'm not asking for their permission to like it. Like, how does what I like, just know that I'm not doing anything illegal, because I'm not. So how does what I do impact people to such an extent where they going to find themselves offended at how it is that I choose to carry myself? I think I'm carrying myself with enough integrity and dignity, honestly, to where I don't embarrass even my subscribers. Not only do I embarrass myself, right? Meaning that I'm carrying myself with enough integrity to not only embarrass myself, but I'm also embarrassing y'all. No, I show up when I represent myself and y'all very well, if I say so myself. But I'm gonna let you, but y'all can let me know in the comment section. But truly though, because the situation with you, Sagittarius, is again, you know that this is going to ruffle some feathers. That's why you have the chariot. People are going to question you. People are going to be all up in your business trying to find out what you got going on. And they're going to staticize it, study it, pick it apart, analyze it. They're going to have a problem with it. But the solutions represent a lot of you Sagittarius. You don't care because you like yourself. You care about yourself. You're not getting so caught up with this nonsense to the point where you will allow people to bring you down based upon their assumptions or their perspectives or what they want to say about you. And I'm glad that a lot of you Sagittarius have that mentality, because it's no one else's business. It really isn't. Like, who y'all hang out with, who you Sagittarius choose to hang out with and do as far as hang out with and romantically spend your time with and do stuff like that. As long as you're not getting yourself locked up for it, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, really. It, you know. So the things that the Nine of Ariel and the Nine of Michael speaks to how you Sagittarius are content being yourself, because you don't feel like you have to put on for other people. But you know, the nine of Michael represents you are prepared to deal with the backlash. You Sagittarius are prepared to deal with all types of stuff that people are going to say about you, and it's true. You know, people say all types of stuff about me all the time. I had two people today. One of them was talking about how they don't want to get a reading because I don't shuffle up my cards beforehand. And I'm like, okay, but do the readings ever connect with you? And they're like, yeah. So that just makes me look even better, because it just shows that, okay, because the insinuation is you could be fake. I don't, because that's the insinuation. That's the elephant in the room, right? You could be fake. You just be pulling cards out of thin air. You could just be saying stuff to make people sound, to make people sound better for more views. And it's like, but if I was doing that, you would think that because I'm doing that, then it would mean that my readings would be off. So how are you the one accusing me, and yet my readings still end up hitting home? So that goes to show that even if I'm pulling, just randomly pulling, or I'm shuffling up, that's still a show or display of my impact. So all you've done is made yourself look stupid. So the person is like, well, I'm not gonna get a reading until you shuffle up the cards. And I'm like, okay, this is a means of control. You know what I mean? If you really nitpicking off of something like that, then fine. Like, to be honest with you, maybe I'm not your reader, to be fair. You have other people on YouTube. Go to them. If I'm being fair, you know, I'm, in the tarot reading community, I'm seen as the devil. You know what I mean? In the tarot reading community, a lot of people, when it comes to the tarot reading community, people see me as the devil. Like, oh, they be giving each other shout outs. They won't mention my name. I'll give some of them shout outs. But shout outs to the individuals that's on the grind, that's trying to come up from scratch. They show love, they shout out. The big tarot readers and stuff like that, they only see their peers. They don't know how to look down and to give back. They don't know how to give. For some reason, once it is that they reach a certain point, they feel like they too good to give shout outs to people or whatnot that are much smaller or whatever, or even show some appreciation or love to people who are, I don't know what, but this is the same type of hierarchical BS that I be talking about. And then I had this other person, my dear Sagittarius, to kind of show you an example of what I was talking about. They was talking about how the Mona Lisa in the background looks absolutely hideous or whatever. And it's like, I don't care. I don't care if you find it hideous or whatnot. I like Mona Lisa. I like Mona Lisa. And then when I asked them, but if I was to ever ask this person, right? If I was to ever ask them, okay, well, do you know about art? Do you know that art is a store of value? Do you know that, a lot of rich people put their money into art, and that art sometimes outpaces gold sometimes? Do you know about that? Then it's like they either gonna act like they don't, they're either gonna act like they knew about it all the time, which if that was the case, why bash somebody who's coming up? Or they're going to say no, and they're going to make themselves look stupid because they just trying to be jealous and trying to nitpick. Again, I don't collect Mona Lisa or my art pieces for the sake of anybody else to impress people. If you like what I like, good. If you don't, forget about you. Like, I'm not. But this is what I mean when I say you're going to have people that will nitpick you. This is why you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't be caught up with what the stupid individuals got to say. It is what it is. So the things that the three of Ariel and the King of Raphael speaks to how a lot of you are in a situation where you just have to make sure that you good on your own, first and foremost, right? That no matter what happens, the criticism doesn't get to you. Because truth be told, and I'm speaking from personal experience, there's people with YouTube channels who have picked fights with me, talk about me like I'm trash, all types of stuff. And a lot of this stuff is not warranted, because then when I go back and I review it and I ask them, and I get a chance to ask them, or I basically just break it down, it just looks stupid because it's unwarranted, and you wanted to make drama because you think that somehow in they stupid mind, they thought that somehow that was going to bring the two of us together when it didn't. I just looked at them a certain kind of way. But so you, Sagittarius, this is what the three of Ariel and the king of Raphael represents. You have to be able to not take what other people say, right, so seriously. You have to, like Musashi Miyamoto would say, you have to think lightly of yourself but serious of the world, meaning that laugh at yourself a little bit, be comedic to a certain extent, because the people will say all types of stuff. Like, people, my dear Sagittarius, talk about the roaches that I have on the wall, just all types of stuff that people have no clue about. The artwork I have in the back, oh, it's hideous. Why do you do all of that? Why do you, as a grown individual, why do you care about what another grown individual is doing with their time? It ain't illegal. Last time I checked, buying art ain't illegal. What are you so invested? Why are you so invested in what I do on a day-to-day basis? As long as I'm not embarrassing you, telling you one thing on camera and I'm about this and I'm about that, and then off camera I'm totally different, what do you care for? But they're that invested in what I got. So you can't wear that. You can't wear that jacket. You can't put on them shoes. And you Sagittarius, you have to get to a point mentally, spiritually, right? On an emotional level as well, to divorce yourself from this nonsense. Because I'm telling you from personal experience, Sagittarius, doing this, put myself out here, has been one of the most courageous things I've done, because people call my phone on the unknown numbers, all this nonsense or whatever the case may be, talking trash, trying to, all of this nonsense just to get attention. It's pathetic. And the thing is that the Ace of Raphael is about how, so you got to stand tall by yourself, even though sometimes, you Sagittarius may get people upset. And that's one of the good things that come out of people constantly talking trash about you. Oh, there's a teleprompter in the back. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, all of this. Oh, there's a teleprompter in the back, and all of this other stuff. He's looking at it. I don't know what y'all are talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what y'all are talking. Hold on. Close this real quick. Oh, there's a teleprompter in the back, and all of this other stuff. And it's like, where do you see a teleprompter at? Sorry about that. Where do you see a teleprompter at? Like, I just showed you in real time where it was. What's going on? Like, no clue what you're talking about. But you'll have people, So that's one of the good things that putting yourself out here and doing what you want and being true to yourself does. It teaches you to be in a situation where you have to hold your own. Because the vast majority of people in society throw their responsibility off on other people and lean on other people until they find someone that's strong enough to bear the weight and the responsibility of all of these, of themselves and their own responsibility. So the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Michael, you Sagittarius are learning to do something that a lot of people don't do, right? Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Michael speaks to how, and don't allow it to get you upset. Don't allow it to get you Sagittarius bitter. Just look at it for what it is. I've talked about this before, Sagittarius, in my last Sagittarius video, that is the genesis of divinity, because the bow and arrow, Sagittarius, represents the species is aspirations to be divine. But that's one of the things that makes a person divine. The fact that a person's responsibility can be thrown off onto another, right? So they're seeking another stronger person to bear the weight, to hold on to the weight, right? Like Atlas, right? Atlas, the titan that had the world on his shoulders. And that's what people want to do. But then you don't seek to lean on another person. That is the genesis of divinity. So people will try to make it seem like you Sagittarius losing y'all mind, even if y'all ain't even hurting people. You know how many people said some stuff about me studying Buddhism and Satanism and Christianity and Judaism and Hebrew Israelite and Moorish science and all this other type of stuff. You know how many people, you know how many times people was like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Hinduism, I studied that. I've studied Shintoism. I've studied all that stuff. They talk about all of that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you losing your mind, all of it. Man, look, whatever, man. I ain't trying to hear all that because I ain't running around hurting people. I'm just keeping an open mind, trying to learn and do my best. You feel me? I didn't know that was illegal according to some people. And it's the same thing for you Sagittarius. People are going to come at you all kind of ways. So you have to learn to really let that brush that, to allow that to brush off your shoulders, or you brush it off yourself. So let's clarify the Queen of Michael. You know, I ain't really learned how to do that until I started this YouTube channel. Because when I got a chance to really sit back and really pay attention to the comments, the spiteful comments, or the stuff that people will say, I realized that at some point they just started to get into just stupid territory. You know, they was talking about I was sleeping with this one and that one. I betrayed my family, all types of goofy stuff. They was talking about how and I'm like, I don't be on them sites. I'm a Virgo. I'm actually figuring out ways to be celibate. I don't bounce from person to person. I don't have a lot of like it's like come on, like what is going on at this point, right? And then they just kept going. And then once I started to observe that it started getting like ridiculous, it started getting really stupid, I just was like, okay, they at a point where the trolls want to troll so badly to the point of mental illness. Like, it's not even making any sense anymore. So you have the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Cups, and then you have the Hanged Man, right? So same thing here, right? The Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the Nine of Wands, to clarify the Nine of Michael. It speaks to how it is that every now and again, you Sagittarius will meet people that are on that level to understand truly what you're talking about. But for the most part, you will have to learn to be individual, to be an individual. This is part of the reason too why it is that, like, when you become more spiritual, you Sagittarius are coming to find out slowly but surely that you'll end up spending a lot more time by yourself, because on another level, on a spiritual level, people can't even afford to hang around you based upon who you've become. It's not even what you're even accomplishing. And yeah, you can accomplish some amazing things, but what I'm saying is it's only based upon who you've become, let alone as well as all the things that you're able to accomplish. They can't take it for whatever. I don't know how it works specifically. I don't know 100% how it works. But even becoming spiritual in on itself is a natural deterrent for people weaker than you wanting to be around you. So the Ten of Cups and the Hanged Man speaks to how, so since that's the case, you Sagittarius, you have to learn to be by yourself. You have to learn to be an individual. You have to also learn how to have a goal. Those are some of the things that will keep you healthy. But where you Sagittarius right now are, y'all are going back to life value number one, which is spirituality and getting right with yourself, i.e. the Most High, and trying to figure out where exactly did you go wrong, where you started making it about other people and not about yourself. And then if you have time for other people, because you're getting to know the person in the right context, they're getting to know you in the right context. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Peace.